Lance Armstrong,
That's right.
4, is another drug that's used for real, legitimate medical purposes. If it could aid athletes in their recovery, maybe it's worth asking the question. And that's one of the things that sport needs more of, is people to ask questions, and who knows what the answers are, but at least asking the questions, we might discover we could go down a different path.
But they're pretty touchy questions to raise, aren't they? I mean, I'm even a little uncomfortable right here, right now.
Absolutely. I mean, there's an example. There's a Scottish professor who's on an advisory board of USA Cycling, and he said exactly what I just said. And a week after he said that, he was invited off the advisory committee. And this is one of the problems, though, that sport has, is that it's been, for very long, controlled by a small group of insiders who maybe thinking they're doing the best for sport, but we don't hear very much from outsiders. We don't hear very much from the athletes themselves.
One could say that the system is fake, given how much doping there is.
Yeah, there's very few studies of the prevalence of doping among elite athletes, but the studies that are out there suggest that as many as 40% of elite athletes, 4 out of 10, could be breaking the rules by taking performance-enhancing substances. Less than 1% are caught. So that's a huge gap, and it is a real problem for the legitimacy of sport.
Earlier this year, as you launched CU's Center for Sports Governance, you had a visitor in your classroom, a cyclist named Lance Armstrong. He finally admitted to doping, of course, and has fallen from grace. His Tour de France titles were stripped. He's banned from the sport for life. What did you take away from his remarks to your class?
Yeah, it was interesting because the week before Lance Armstrong came, we had Travis Tigert from the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency here in Colorado, and they provided very interesting perspectives. Tigert was focused on enforcing the rules of anti-doping, and Lance Armstrong told us, well, those may be the rules, but the rules of cycling that I followed and all my peers were different. And Armstrong was at once defiant, but also apologetic.
Defiant about what, though?
That if he had to do it over again, he would have done the same thing. That everyone in the peloton, he says, if you wanted to be in the race, you had to participate in this doping. They did not see it as cheating.
Well, then how can he be contrite at the same time?
Yeah, it's interesting because Armstrong was very open about how he treated people. He was less apologetic about the doping than he was about the path he took to get to winning 7 Tours de France. And so he was apologetic and said he shouldn't have treated people that way. And maybe if he had been a better person, like many of the other dopers of that era, he wouldn't have fallen so far. We could debate that, but that was the perspective he brought to our students.
Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Roger Pelkey Jr. helped found the Sports Governance Center at CU Boulder. His forthcoming book is called The Edge: The War Against Cheating and Corruption